I hope you're all here for the same session. My name's Liz Taylor, and I am a growth marketing manager at an identity and fraud compliance kind of company. It's called People. If you want to look up our product, it's Elephant Online. I've also spent 4 years working with a startup that was acquired by a S&P 500 company, which I'm afraid to say their name out loud. So you can find me on LinkedIn afterwards, and it's highly regulated. Anyway, and then I also work freelance at a little ski shop in town. It's called Eco Lounge. So I kind of have a lot of fun A/B testing content on Eco Lounge. And then I've also spent 6 years working at Boise State University School of Nursing. And so there was a lot of zero budget marketing from that. So that's kind of my experience. And before I get into this whole thing, and I want you to find me some credibility in what I'm saying, I have some pipeline revenue contribution that I was able to achieve at this larger company I was at for a while. It's called Count, call it that. So engagement rate, all of this is all organic social media. This isn't paid social. So this is just leveraging best practices to achieve these results. So our agenda today, I'm going to be covering B2B strategy as well as direct-to-consumer. We'll look at the content lifecycle as well as some leveraging AI for copywriting and some things that I've found to be helpful over my career. And then we'll spend 5 minutes at the end and y'all will be able to exchange LinkedIn's or whatever social platform you're trying to grow. You can connect with others, and we'll use that time then. Also, if you have any questions during my presentation, just feel free to ask. I want this to be very conversational. So quick and dirty strategy. So this slide is very corporate, I would say. I'm not using this same strategy when I'm working with Eco Lounge. That is not far from it. So during my time at Count, it was you had to have everything planned out. There was approval matrices at the end of each, to get a post out on LinkedIn, 6 eyes before legal had to glance it. I was like, oh, this is killing the life, it's sucking me dry. Anyway, so now I work at a not publicly traded company, and things are a lot more lax, and that's I'm like, oh, just note that. But so moving beyond that post and pray, that structured schedules, we're having a super, you have 3 months of content planned at a time, and it is dry. But how do we make it fun, right? So then tailoring assets for specific algorithm preferences. So what does that mean? You're not going to buy B2B fraud software on Instagram, okay? And kind of knowing where your audience is. We'll go through some slides later, but just know where you're looking to market. So yeah, we had an Instagram, but it's mainly all the fun cultural stuff because, hey, let's see what this company is really like. Let's go to their Instagram, and hopefully you can trick you into thinking it's a fun place to work. Anyway, and then also A/B testing, and hey, this performed really well on organic? Maybe I'll give it to the paid guy, and we can see, hey, let's see if it'll test well here, and just leveraging different types of content. Maybe you're gonna do, a video versus a carousel, or playing around with it, and then again measuring. If you want any funding or people to believe in you in this B2B corporate world, you have to have the data behind it that supports what you're doing, because else no one's going to take you seriously. And that's just again, quick and dirty. And then social excellence. So we're moving away from this. This is more like what I would apply with Eco Lounge. This is a little bit more relaxed. Let's see here. So again, you're making sure things are branded, you're using metrics, maybe you're not posting as consistently, but the posts you are doing are you have a point behind it. You're trying to get that message across. They're not just like, oh, I had to post today, and I'm like, might as well just make something really stupid. You can make it stupid, but you can, use your best judgment. We're gonna go over some tips here. So the algorithm, I like to think of the algorithm as Cookie Monster. And he's like, me want cookies. And the cookies are the content. But you also don't know, like, does Cookie Monster want chip cookies, or he wants crumble, or he wants, is he gonna want peanut butter? Or where's he gonna want them at? So it's your job to A/B test this content, use these best practices to figure out what, maybe he just wants chocolate chip on Sesame Street, So feed the machine what it craves. So mastering the content calendar. Feed the algorithm what it craves. So audit and research. This could be you doom scrolling at night and you're like, wow, that was a great audio. I'm gonna save that audio. You might be on TikTok and you're doom scrolling, or like I have a it's called work chat, and like I will send my coworkers videos I find like, hey, I think we can really upcycle this and make something fun out of it, and like let's take a note, or you could be in product marketing and doing competitive analysis research. Like this could be broad ends of the spectrum, but I hope you can adapt what is applicable to you from this today. And then the grid setup. I think Instagram, you can natively post now. I've been using a tool. I used Hootsuite for a long time. I've used Sprout Social as scheduling when I've worked in corporate. But honestly, you can just natively post and schedule your content out on like LinkedIn now. Like you can really, no matter your budget, whether it's micro, non-existent, or you are working with a corporation, typically they would have something, or there's like tools you could pitch. But getting it all set up, you can even use like Google Calendar. This is what's gonna go out. Put it all in the notes. Share it with whoever needs to see it, whatever it might be. So you can leverage this. Hopefully you guys aren't seeing my chats going across the screen here. I put that on silent. And then phase 3, again, you have to, this just talks about scheduling out posts, making sure you're not burning yourself out. Yeah, what's up?
I had a question.
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out.
I think I have to give you the mic because of the camera.
So I was wondering, what software, like on the free side, would you recommend that's not Google? Because I want to automate my stuff as a nonprofit for my marketing. I'm basically a one person doing everything, trying to keep my head on straight. And I haven't been able to manage social media at all. So which software would you recommend?
I feel like we could also take that offline at the end, but like maybe if your website is already through like HubSpot. I know HubSpot has something that you can use that's already built in, but I think I would have to sit down with you and like learn more about what your specific needs are, because there's so many out there. But great question. And then does your content flop? Again, if you want funding, you want people to believe in you, you want the support of the other team members, you need to make sure you're checking your analytics. This is a great AI image over here. I can't pronounce that, but if you can, good job on you. Okay, content lifecycle timeline. I used Google Gemini, my favorite, to build these out, so kudos to Jim. But I like to, my partner was sitting at the back of the room, he's left, so I'm like, okay, now I can really talk about him. He's on YouTube Shorts, which I call old man TikTok. And he'll be watching a video and I'll be like singing to the song, he's like, how do you know that? I'm like, well, it was popular like 6 weeks ago when that trend first started going around on TikTok. So everything usually starts on TikTok. A lot of creators are, they take it from TikTok and now saves to your phone, saves without the watermark. So glad we're past those days when it used to stick. Anyway, and you have to remove it. Anyway, I digress. Starts on TikTok, goes into Instagram, then you might be seeing it. Your mom might be sending you something on Facebook. Oh, isn't this so funny, honey? Yeah. Well, I saw that 6 weeks ago, or I started, or whatever timeline. You definitely saw it originally on TikTok, and then it goes kind of into this YouTube Shorts. So, give or take, I think 6 weeks is kind of a good timeline, but this is just overall. Is anybody? Yes, Mike Taylor. Yes, and a lot of people will take it from TikTok and then like put it on Instagram, and then it starts to feed into these algorithms, and you'll start to see it trickle down. But I feel like we're seeing more people posting in real time, like from once it's on TikTok, then they post it here, and then it starts to like up the algorithm. Yes.
Does that mean is there a strategy for a content creator to deliberately delay
You-
their own posts so they keep the original content? And
You could, yes, you could, yes. And then understanding your target audience. I'm happy to share this deck out with anybody afterwards as well. I'll give you my email. So knowing where you're at. Josh is gonna be over here in Old Man YouTube world, or Old Man TikTok, 50 plus, okay. I'm glad he's not sitting in here anymore. Anyway, but I'm definitely fall into this age group of millennials on Instagram, but I refused to follow behind. I was like, I have to keep up on this. Now Rhonda's even up on it. Rhonda, you can wave. I'm like sending her stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, we should do this. This is so cute. But you need to TikTok. You're looking at this Gen Z. When I'm working at Eco Lounge, I work with there's a gal that's in high school that works at the shop, and she's like has the login access to the TikTok as well, and she takes videos and sends me sound. I'm like, those are definitely not on my FYP. Thank you for pointing that out. And then also like when I'm doing this research, doom scrolling, for like curating your audience. So Eco Lounge has a lot of ski stuff, but then they also do a lot of like paddle boarding and fly fishing. So I'm finding these people in the community to like help build the brand, and I'm also following just people of those accounts. So I'm like kind of telling my algorithm, hey, this is the content I want you to focus on. I want you to start marketing to these people. I'm following them, they're following us back. I found an influencer gal from TikTok that she has like, I think it was like more of 8,000 followers. And I was like, perfect. She posts her own fly fishing content. I was like, hey, would you like to come into the shop and like, I can do some videos with you, just you highlighting your favorite, what's in your dry bag, or like whatever it might be. I don't fly fish, so don't come at me with the right terminology. We use AI later in that. And then I'll take that content and I'll like put it on to Instagram. And Eco Lounge is the owner. We're not tracking exactly the conversion metrics. It's more like someone comes in and he's like, hey, they saw the video. It's great stuff, Liz. I'm like, okay, perfect, sounds good. But in like an ideal world, you'd be tracking all that conversion. Let's see, I'm gonna go to this next slide. So then let's talk about like creating a blueprint for going viral. Again, I'm happy to share these out. I have some examples after this, but TikTok is looking for that looped content. Instagram is that more polished content. And then, these other two, I just don't feel like they're the most. But like prioritization of content and retention, and then like loyalty. So, I mean, YouTube, I would think, in my strategy mind, if you're having YouTube Shorts, you have longer form content on your channel, and you're trying to drive that content through YouTube Shorts to like grab the people and then drive them back to your longer form content, because YouTube is like if you're putting content on YouTube, you're making it the most amount of money possible. That's like YouTube loves their long form content creators. Then let's look at some examples here. So this was, again, TikTok, the unserious group of Gen Z millennials. I was at Brundage, and I took this video and I sped it up using the TikTok editing app, and just